Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Adelaide. The skyline's changed somewhat over the last couple of years. I dislike that the symmetry's gone now. We've got those two new buildings on the right-hand side.
Towers.
I'm joined today. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, gentlemen, just because it's been a bit rushed this morning. To my right, for Adelaide University, there is
Edward Gilmore.
Ed Gilmore, and to my left, Dean Faulkner. I know you. On his second, just finished his second game of the day, played the sport that shall not be named this morning. Did you get a win?
Down by 2 points.
I say, so you've lost one, won one today. That's nice, 50-50. We are here at what I'm going to now christen the Arboretum.
It is, yeah.
It's known as Right Oval, but on my map this morning it said the Arboretum, which I really like, and I think it should stay. I'm petitioned to change the name of your ground to the Arboretum.
It is, yeah, Latin for a place of trees, I believe it is.
We are in for a long afternoon, Dean, by the way. Pub quiz master away to our right. We are about ready to get underway. Matt Mooney, you moved a bit closer to the scrum, will kick us off. Wearing the number 9 jersey today, but this is what I'm looking forward to. I've not seen any rugby this year. This is my first one. Mother Nature struck me down last week, but I'm ready and raring to go today. And we are underway. 80 minutes of rugby in front of us. Koe will take the first kick. Big changes at Port Adelaide, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point. First possession will go to them. First chance for them to have a run at this University defence. Quick ball movement. Williams at the back. Trying to find space for the dangerous Tuivasa. Can't quite get away.
DJ.
Support comes again. Williams steps in at half again. Warren, Dallas Warren. Tries to find a way through. A little bit isolated, but support comes. Williams again. Will send it out into midfield. Just popped away, and big Bronlat manages to get his hands on it.
Oh, Kuru Brett.
Just trying to find a way around the outside. Does get away out of that first tackle and beats another one as well. Finally brought down. Lie will try and get hands on. Does get hands on, but illegally. First penalty of the day. And that minute felt like an hour. It's a chance for Adelaide University to settle things down, really, the first time they've had ball in hand. Looking at the two sides right now, Ed, you probably forgive me that one of the two is probably more interested in the physical side of the game than the other. Seems to be, if you were talking pack weights, Dino, the Port boys have got it.
I'd say so, yeah.
It's always a young team for Uni, and I think, you know, if they send it wide and we use some speed, that sometimes we let ourselves down a little bit, not sending it wide enough and really utilising that.
So the ball comes down and they're away. They are going to go out and look for space. Nice wrap around from Regan. Gets the ball away. They will find space with Williams. Williams will just put his head down, take on his opposite number, makes very good yardage into the 22. Adelaide Uni can settle again. Mooney sends it one more to Fitzpatrick. Good clean out again. Penalty conceded by Adelaide.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick, one of the Army boys coming down.
It's gone quick.
There we are.
They have gone quick, and it's just into space, into the seagulls, as they say. Although there's not many seagulls around here. Nice step on the outside from Coates, trying to find a way through. Can't get past Tuivasa, who has just been on excellent form the last couple of years. He'll hope to carry that on again this year.
Oof.
Fitzpatrick hit hard by Lie. Lie's come out to play today. He's been involved in most of the breakdowns. Mooney tries the box kick. Doesn't really come off, but the bounce may help him. Warren gets on top of it. Hospital ball to Scowcroft. And another turnover.
Well done, Regan.
Mooney again just tries to settle things down. Brady runs back on the angle. Hands on again. Is that Lie? Scowcroft got hands on. Now they can try and come away. Koe will stand at the back to play halfback. Out to Danielson, the prodigal son, both ways. Spent a year at Onkaparinga last year. They've managed to get the ball away onto the outside. couldn't quite get away. But again, they're managing to get over there. And another penalty conceded by Adelaide University. They are under the pump a little bit early days, Ed.
It's going to be interesting today to really see, how that mismatch in terms of weights with the front row. And if, Port Adelaide really starts to hit it up, I think going low is really going to have to be paramount for Adelaide Uni. So really watching those tackle heights as they, I think, forgot to do a little bit in the reserves.
It was a close one in the reserves, just the 3 points in it, 18 points to 15. So Port's first line out of the day. Be interesting to see what they do. Dallas Warren, from a lineup point of view, is a wonderful tool to have. You played hooker and had him as a target for a couple of years, Dino.
Absolutely a great asset.
Is this an early enforced change for Adelaide University?
This is Ben Onions coming up.
Well, less than 5 minutes gone on the Wojtek scoreboard, and already a change in the making. Oh, I think he's down there on his backside being treated. Going to play on. He's way out of play, but it gives the numbers advantage to Port Adelaide.
Who was that? Peter Anglaise, yeah.
That's a good turnover from... Certainly the set piece is going to be an area where it is parity.
And Cooper.
He'll try and find a way through. Can't quite get through. Mooney again will just try and boss from the back. Another big hit. That's Riley Warren. There's two Warrens out there. Very happy Patriarch and Sid Warren away to our left. I think he's close to his own sevens team, isn't he, Dean?
It's Ross Gianni.
It looked like a turnover, but obviously I didn't quite see that signal then. I'm not sure what it is. Got another year of guessing the referee's signals. So there is that change. Anglais has found his way off the field. Just sat away to our right. Didn't see where they were checking him out. Black lines on the rugby field. It's nice that people dress their fields for the TV.
That was a great pick-up late last year, Peter. So Papua New Guinean boy coming in for the side, and got some great speed on him if you let him out loose on the wing. Yeah, first scrum to really see. Well held by Adelaide Uni.
Now they have got a little bit of space outside. Big shoulder contact.
James Agnes not going quite low enough there.
That's not what I've got written on my sheet, but we'll go with Agnes. Another big line of the blast and another penalty conceded in a good position as well. That won't please the coaching wonder team of Andy Fenton and Carl Jones.
Yeah.
Former state coaches, Dean. What's it been like getting them in the club this year?
Oh, fantastic. Just a huge, there's been a huge culture rebuild there, and the addition of Carl and Andy are just paramount to the hopeful success from this year.
Ball just about gets us.
I've had enough of that ball for today. I don't want any more.
Yeah, when I asked you to come and commentate with me, you were very happy and very quick to say yes, just in case they put you on the bench. Didn't look straight from where I was.
Shove it out by...
yeah, let's play on. Play rugby.
Sending it wide to DJ.
That's going to be a big battle in midfield with Koe and Tuivasa and Williams out there in the middle. That's going to be fun.
He's a big boy, and if there's one thing I love more
Speaking
than
of big boys, Gioni has a little bit of a rumble. Mooney now can start to move it fast. Again, they'll just look out. They'll find the very dangerous Sean Marnie. Can he find a way through?
Ooh.
Yes, he can. He beats the first one, brought down eventually by Henry. Williams sends it out into the midfield again. It's been a little bit of an armchair ride so far for Williams. The recycle. And as I say that, Bronlet just comes right through the middle. Penalty.
Lucky there. Cole's definitely made 2 points of emphasis today from last week. First, just maintaining that ball, really reducing these turnovers, and also just the overall discipline, which I think cost us last week quite dearly.
It's always been a thing with Port, discipline, unfortunately, hasn't it? And it seems to be that as you get tired, that things start to fall away. And that was something that I said to Carl before this game. I managed to have 2 minutes with him. They looked very good in the warm-up and talking about the shape and finding a shape defensively and from a recycle attacking point of view. But that you have to fall back on that when you're tired and when your back's against the wall. And he said, unfortunately, not at the moment. Unfortunately, at the moment, they're still going a little bit one out and a little bit individual once their backs get to the wall. That's another line-up miss. That'll be annoying, you do.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the kick over the back. Now, this back three for Port Adelaide looks like it could do some damage if they get time and space. Little offload will find Tuivasa. Williams now, from a defensive point of view, has to work. And work he does. Did very, very well. Again, they're allowed to just stop and take control. It's like the Port Adelaide that we saw back in the Division 1 days. They're just happy to take it on and slow it down to their pace. And as long as they have the ball, it's very, very difficult to do anything against them. Williams again will send it out to Rowe. Just that first point of contact. Sean Marnie with an interesting clean-up. Lamball sends it out one more and just lost, and Williams will turn it over.
Jumped on it like a chalky milk he loves so much.
Yeah.
Just another stoppage.
I'd be lying if I said we didn't love the bash and crash, so...
We got the bodies for it, that's for certain.
The other thing that you would talk about as well, though, from a Port Adelaide point of view, is that backsline is... It certainly looks dangerous, shall we say.
I was in the car park, one after the other started rocking up, and it was like, oh dear.
Revamped from years past, for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of names that we recognise, and it's Sean Metcalf, sorry, not Marnie. I know another Sean Marnie.
Thanks, Regan. Back to DJ, seen everything today.
Well, I think he's going to be your focal point in the backs, and I don't mind it, but from that point on, this needs to be quicker. They're allowing Port far too much time, and then to go backs one-on-one, it's not really going to work for them.
If they're all built like DJ, it might be a bit different story, but I guess they're relying a bit more on speed than that.
Just want to see faster from them, and there's the kick again,
there
which comes
Hannibal.
from... It's going to work! Can he beat the final man? No, he can't.
No,
Gets
Jack
the
Brady.
offload away. And
Back
another
to
one,
Regan.
another away. Regan, can he get under the post? Yes, he can. A shock start, you would say, so far. Just over 10 minutes on the Wojtek scoreboard. Adelaide Uni will put first points there. Regan finding the space, and first time that kick has worked. And then it was just power of numbers, Ed.
It was, and lovely to see the forwards combining there for a little bit. But once again, Jack Brady is proving himself that every man's player in the middle there. So lovely pick-up from Brisbane a couple of years ago.
Really good start, and not really as you would have wanted it to start. Dean, I'll let you finish your drink.
Yeah. Not when we have that much possession in the first 10 minutes, and the 10% of possession Adelaide Uni do have, they've capitalised.
We've got Williams getting some medical treatment on the sidelines here, trying to get it around his thick, luscious locks.
Agnes will knock over the extras, so Agnes will pick up the conversion. Regan, very, very good try. I mean, I think that'll be the philosophy, you would think, for Adelaide University. Counter-attack, broken field rugby, Dean. Don't just nod, they can't see you.
If we can punch through the holes like that and avoid some of that, full-on body contact front on, it could be a really interesting game today.
And I think that's where you're going to... if you can get quicker recycle off the Williams hit-up, that's going to cause all sorts of problems, I think.
Very, very incredible stamina for a bloke of his size as well, DJ. Played a bit of rugby league back in the day as well, so he's well and truly ready for those quick offloads should someone provide them to him.
So Tuivasa to restart. Sends it.
We're convinced to pull on the boots and save Macca.
I mean, that's quite impressive considering he'd probably know.
Yeah.
He's probably put the players back together on numerous occasions. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll do that."
Yeah, I'll just give it here.
So Williams will feed it in. Chance to see what's in Mr. Fenton's playbook. Reynolds. Out to Tuivasa. Had Koe on the outside. Counter ruck comes from Port. Mooney will look down the short side. Regan then will send it back inside. Mooney again out the back. Now they'll look to go wide, but the little bobble in that one. It's been kicked ahead by Warren. Tall, rangy runner. Koe gets hands on. Has it stolen off him, they'll probably come... Oh no, penalty. Those penalties conceded are starting to...
Is it resetting in time for the big
Yeah,
bodies?
and I think he's gone over, and that's Rowe. And they've just gone quick. And I like that tempo change, Dean.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said before, the bash and crash, we'll live and die by it, and not many come bigger than Rowe to get it over the line.
But then they're happy to really slow it down and take the time and make sure that possession comes back, and then they'll just switch on the afterburners and go again.
And that's where Adelaide Uni really needs to get back and make sure they're covering, because one-on-one, some of these bigger boys of Port Adelaide are just going to bash straight through them. You have to be very careful with that.
Yeah,
Sounds
and of course, having to kick to them, you know it's going to come straight back.
So interesting thing that they can actually never build any buildings on this ground. It was in part of the Wake bequeath. So it should forever be a rugby oval.
Well,
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
In the age of progress.
sends it out right. It's not going to come back. So has he missed both of them? Must have done. 10 points to 5 on the Wojtek scoreboard. Surely Agnes got his over, so it's 10 points to 7.
Mm. Mooney with the toothy mount guard, trying to intimidate some people with his dental wear.
Lie again. I mean, I'm going to give him a shout out now because we never do. We never shout out the engine room, do we? But he's been absolutely outstanding. In these opening 20 minutes, he's been absolutely outstanding. Lie, Koe, flat ball to Danielson.
Oh.
Danielson with an open field. Did well to hold on.
Yeah, Whitney there.
Yeah, he did everything he could to stop him and did stop him, and another penalty. That they are ticking up. That's 5 penalties conceded for Adelaide University.
Great to see Danielson come back after a quick stint in the Chinese luck at MMA, the prodigal son.
Yes, well, he is. He was away with Anka Paringa as well last year as well, so it's nice to see him back in the black and white. It's a long kick,
Yeah,
but I
not
don't
quite.
think that's going to have the legs. It doesn't. Chase is good, though. Metcalf is there. Wraps him up, tries to keep him up,
Drag him. Oh,
tries to get him out. Managed to get it away. Again to Whitney.
and
Has been turned over.
Careful with the high tackle there.
Yeah, Williams had a whole lot of human being on his back. The backpack tackle seems to be the koala tackle seems to be a favourite at Adelaide University. Lamble. Koe.
Oof.
Can they do just enough?
Yeah, come on.
A little bit desperation times at the moment for Adelaide University. And another penalty. It's real backs to the wall rugby.
There we go, Bron. Stopping that one.
Lie again. Money on him scoring a try if he continues this way. Koe again. Knowles tries to run the outside angle. He's hard to stop from there. Can he get it down? Don't think he can. I think Whitney's going to do well to stay out of trouble.
A very dangerous position here for
Yeah,
Uni.
for mine, that's a yellow card for Whitney.
Another army
Cynical.
point.
Cynical within 5 metres.
Here we
They're
go.
going again. Williams to Lie. Is this the moment?
Bounced off
Opposite
Henry.
of the commentator's curse. Can't quite get there. Williams again. Looks out to this near side. Rowe. He can't find a way through. Still going though, Rowe. Gets the ball away. It's been stolen. Whitney And it's gone again. It's going to be a little knock-on from Port, and it'll be a scrum to Adelaide University in the shadows of their own goal line. I'm sure Mr. Mooney won't mind me saying this. He's looking healthy at the moment, isn't he?
He is. He's been doing the high-intensity training. He's really, I think, trimmed up a little bit.
I think he needs to wear a bigger shirt, though.
Look, the craft beers have been good for him in the off-season. I think he enjoys a nice IPA.
Got to run him off, though, Matt. It's been quite a prolonged spell without the ball for Adelaide University. Good, solid scrum, though. Mooney will come out the back and just try and get rid. It's going to find its way to Halai for now.
Chasing down my coach.
Halai for Nua. He gets the first one away and the second one.
Good.
Third one finally gets him down. Scowcroft with a pick and drive. Had a tendency to go on his own. Scowcroft, you've got to kind of hope that he doesn't go. Tends to get isolated a lot, and another a penalty to Adelaide University. And again, I think Whitney got away with one. Oh, and there you go. That's the first thing we were talking about, Dean, and that's not going to please. Yeah, it's not going to please the coaches. Giving Matt Mooney an extra 10 metres.
Yeah.
Not quite. There we are. Now,
Halai Fanua this time. Is he going to go again? Now he just puts it on the boot. Oh, it's just dropped it. You can't blame the sunlight. Someone was behind him. Williams again. Scowcroft. Metcalf. Goes again, and not entirely sure he's going to get...
Chase from Let.
And the ball goes out. And then come back. I don't know what... I tell you, Whitney, honestly, is...
Playing with fire.
He is playing. He's on thin ice, playing with fire. I mean, it's a straight arm, and it's a little bit late.
You need to wrap a little bit more than that. It's Christmas time, boys. Let's get these presents properly wrapped, please.
So I think going back to this, he's missed it. They've missed it completely. Going back to the scrum for Adelaide University, but I think the coach will want to just get into Whitney's ear and say, "Hang on, we'd quite like to finish the game with 15."
Bang. Yeah, no, you need to make more of an attempt than that, I think.
And it's late. Metcalf did everything he could to sell it, though, didn't he?
Fortunately, no Oscar in his future, but...
An impressive Adelaide Uni really putting up to this much bigger scrum, I think. Holding on.
Yeah, the scrum's fine. Scowcroft tries to get him on the outside, but
Gioni.
Williams gets the tackle.
Who was that off?
I'm not sure. If it came off Metcalf, then he came right around the outside. Just the line-up.
Nicholas Henry, hooker for today. The statistically most dangerous position in rugby.
Oh, there you go.
In terms of injuries.
Well, you can prove anything with statistics.
Brady.
Into midfield they'll go again. Reagan. Loopy pass out to Williams. Gets away from Coe. Not many people do that, but Tui Vasa will come and tidy up. And they'll go out to the far side. Reagan running out of options.
Hesitation.
But gets the ball away, and they're away again.
There's Brady's got speed.
They've got a 2-on-1 if he can get his...
Oh.
Well, there may have been a call there from the Port Adelaide
I
player.
think
One
he
would
has.
suggest Tui Vasa may have just given the sly call. And
Fitzpatrick back with the
still
possession.
coming back to University, though. Reagan again. Short ball into Gioni. Better quick ball. Mooney. Reagan. Again, just hesitates. Just like to see him be a bit more decisive. Mooney again. Williams, he'll want to have a look. Again, that's 3 Port Adelaide players who have to bring him down, and another penalty. Not releasing is the signal. And they'll enjoy that breather, I think, Adelaide University. Who really, scoreboard.
Captain calling for the points there.
Well, and,
Max.
it's a fairly decent way out. But when you're confident, you're confident. Agnes will tee it up. Interesting decision from Mr. Agnesteen. He's gone the AFL route with the mid-length socks. The old rugby socks are gone from Agnes.
It was a fashion choice. I
That
forgot to
is a
pack 'em.
choice, isn't it? Stuttering run up and pulls it left. Had the leg, didn't have the direction. Tui Vasa
Plays on.
touches it down. He's going to have a look for a quick 22. He can go quick as well. Whitney just turned his back on him.
He's through too.
He beats Whitney.
He's dangerous, isn't he?
Couldn't beat the reserve. Warren will step at halfback, but a little knock on. Got out of jail there. Don't know. Do I have a name for the reserve? Who's the number 21?
We have.
I don't know whether you can see it on this replay, but Whitney just disappeared. He was within 5 metres initially and then just turned his back. See it on the wide one if we've got the wide replay.
Yeah, that's Ben Onions. He's got layers. Well, a pretty evenly matched scrum there.
Yeah, they're doing well at the moment, Adelaide University.
Number 8, Tim
Oh,
Coopers.
and again a couple of missed tackles from Port Adelaide. So Whitney now got headgear on. No, just the same boots.
Yeah, Nicholas Henry there.
Into midfield. Koei just dumps him to the ground, penalty. Sealing it off. Which is generally going to be an issue, I think, when they get isolated and you got big boys like Koei stood over the top of it and Lie and Rowe, then the temptation to seal it off becomes probably a little bit too great, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I think they're really going to have a couple more boys at the ruck if they want to secure a ball today with our
That's
weight.
another penalty that's not going to go, though. And Williams will take on Metcalf. And again, he'll shake one. Good hands out to this near side. They'll find Gioni. Gioni burnt the man outside. Throws it backwards. And Mooney with a little knock on. Don't think he agrees.
From both sides, I don't think a kick for touch has gone out yet, has it?
I think the first one did.
Yep.
I was keeping tabs and stuff, but I've now become engrossed in the game, so I need a stat man.
Bronlet, nude father. So see how that changes his mindset of putting the head over the ball.
I mean, it's an interesting one going back to the pack weights. It almost feels like a decision for Port Adelaide not to contest. Are they choosing when to contest and when not to? Or
It's incredibly stable, isn't it? I mean, they're really just kind of holding it up. I think
Koei passes to no one, but Reynolds can pick it up and they will get it to a little bit of a 2-on-1. They'll kick it forward.
there's Hannibal. Coates.
Coates will manage to get away, and he's away down that far side. Another big, rangy winger. Williams does well.
Like the proverbial over the Alps.
Maybe a question about that one being high as well. The arm is out.
There's Whitney again going a bit too high.
Nice. Yeah. Williams. Alai Fanua. Williams again. Koei. He'll put it onto the boot. He will find Seagulls.
Big leg for a big boy.
Sits up and Brady was back there. He thought about going to touch. Then we'll step inside Tui Vasa. Give it away to Agnes. Agnes. Another one that could be late, but Koei. Will I Halai Fanua again? The fifth official. Over there, Carl Jones shouting that everyone's offside. He's going to have an interesting year, I think. It was an interesting call away to our right. Scowcroft just stands up. Good counter ruck from the University, just making it slow and messy. Lie again. Williams. Tui Vasa does not look interested in taking part on this near side. Lamble. Well, looked like hands on. Offside is the signal. Don't know who to. So Tui Vasa looks in massive trouble here. Holding up around that sort of high quad driver area. So I think they're discussing what they want to do. We're going down there. I think was it kick or scrum, or kick or kick. I didn't know kick or scrum was still a thing.
Scrum it is, I guess.
Yeah. It's a good position. I think certainly Metcalf would like it closer into the posts to give himself a little bit more room. It's an interesting battle, that Agnes versus Metcalf.
Well, James has been playing for Adelaide Uni just for close to 8 years, 9 years. He's been here for a very long time. Originally from England.
Just while we have this little bit break and play, My Money House raffle is on today. My Money House have run a raffle. It's on today. £1,000 up for grabs. £1,000?
No,
That's you talking about Britain.
Yeah.
I tell you what, £1,000 would be good. That's about
I think
two and a half.
One, actually, yeah.
$1,000 up for grabs. They'll be making that draw at half time. Brand new sponsor for the live stream. Thank you very much for coming along, paying my substantial wages. Williams runs flat. Coe will take it off him. Beats the first tackle, and finally they get him. But again, it's taken 3 Adelaide jerseys to get there. Danielson trying to find a way through.
He's not
Can't
going
quite get one. Here's another one. 3 Adelaide University players all around him. Williams again.
Very
now
dangerous.
they can look this side. Coe. Flat ball to Lamble. Lamble tries to offload it.
Well,
Comes
dropped
off the feet and hands of Scowcroft. Arm goes out. Adelaide University, what can they do with this? It's a long old trek to the opposition try line. Mooney will just clear it. Backs to the wall again for Adelaide University.
Scowcroft is known for a bit of a white line fever and
Oh, in
spending it before he gets
fairness,
it. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, the pass from Lamble, if he'd picked it up, it would have been a miracle. So Warren, neither of the hookers really have been absolutely nailed on from a line-out point of view. That one just into the breadbasket, just fired it at him. Reynolds will find Rowe. And again, how many times have we seen 3 black shirts have to bring a player down? There is Adelaide University hands on that, and he's let it go.
Okay,
So another turnover. Cooper's managed to get the turnover. Mooney, now they can look to go again. Henry. Mooney out to that far side to Macca. And another penalty. Port Adelaide, just discipline around the rucks is starting to fall off a little bit, and I think we're reaching that point. We're going around 5 minutes and change to half time. Early in the season, quite haven't got your game legs on just yet.
No, first couple always a bit of a shock to the system after the game.
So a line out on that far side. We'll see whether Henry can do any better. The last line out for Port Adelaide, that was definitely a banker ball, shall we say. He was I'm just going to fire this at your belly.
Really excited to see what young Riley Warren's going to do for this club. I'm waiting 8 years for him to take over from me. That's
Is he
for
the
sure.
youngest Warren, or is the one?
There's
one more, isn't there?
There's one more, yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
Messi, and again it's turned over.
Yet another boy. 5 of them.
Been praying for a girl with 5 boys. Jeez. I think you give up at that stage.
I think she'd be the most well-protected girl in the whole of South Australia. So a Port scrum. Does look like a solid scrum. That front 5, if that front 5 stays together, Dean, that's going to be an impressive front 5.
Absolutely.
Really interesting to see how much they're actually pushing in this one, if they're just waiting for that stability.
Oh.
So they're definitely some big boys there.
Couldn't blame him for just wanting a stable scrum. You know, you take any
I
break.
mean,
you can,
I would look. Most coaches around the league will take a stable one. Put Adelaide University putting a little bit of pressure on. So Reynolds again, flat ball to Coe. Alaifanua on the short line, gets it away to Koei again. Can he get it to Tuivasa? Yes, he can. Puts the ball on the boot. Metcalf, can he get there this time? It looks like he can. Metcalf will get his second. That's where your danger comes.
It is, caught short on the left there with some pretty big boys running. Look at that, 22, far out.
Well, once they beat the gain line, you're in all sorts of drama. Metcalf has got pace to burn.
Lucky to get it in there before the deadline.
He did grab for that leg. I'm just going to keep an eye on him.
So Whitney's down as well.
He did grab for that leg. He's kind of not showing it now. He's got a lot of that, the suction cup stuff. He's got the suction cups.
The Korean hot cups by the looks of things.
Yeah, so it looks like his tree trunk-like quads have had some work on them.
Yeah, unless they're tapping sap. I'm not too sure what's going on there. But it looked like Whitney's pulled up pretty sore from there, trying to figure out where he's done it. So here he is.
I mean, Whitney may have pulled something because he's chasing as well.
Has he overextended?
But just watch as Metcalf goes down. Oh, he just twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
But then he comes up and he just grabs for that right leg. So Whitney twisted his ankle. Metcalf pulled an elephant. Less excited about the second one than he was about the first. That one's on the way. Is he going to come back? Nope. Outside of the post and away. 15 points to 7. And Adelaide University will have to give it them back. Mooney will drive that one, try and keep it away from Lie this time, but Riley Warren will find a way through. It's something they've been very good at over the last couple of years, but they do tend to get a little bit excited and then go one-on-one, and I think that's Bronlett has managed to get the turnover because they got isolated again. Danielson has repaid the favour, turned over the turnover. Arms out for a high tackle. Williams. Scowcroft!
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Oh, he knew they had the advantage, team. So he can do wonderful things, Ollie Scowcroft. But then there are moments. Tuivasa. That one best left alone.
It takes the heat off Ollie, I guess.
Only just. Yeah. So a scrum to Adelaide University, smack bang in midfield, and they have loaded everybody over this side. That's what I like to see. None of this stupid modern splitting, Dean. Yeah. Overload one side. And they'll look to try and get onions away over on that far side. The old 8-9-15. Everybody in the Arboretum should know it's coming.
Well. Matt Mooney loving every second of it.
So we're in red time in this first half. And I tell you what, if they could get a converted try, that would put the cat amongst the pigeons just before half time. It's not the best side for an 8. No! Just he went a little bit too early, Coates, and it kind of killed all the momentum, and penalty for offside, and Reynolds decides he wants to go. Rowe fires one out to Koei. Koei, little show and go. Then we'll throw it out the back. Question as to whether that's forward, and yes it was. Just a little bit forward. And that will be half time from the Arboretum. I'll just see whether I can get a look from my producer. Are we going straight into the raffle? We're going to go to a break and then we'll come back to the raffle. So 15 points to 7 at half time. The scoreboard probably looks a little bit better for Adelaide University than you would have thought.
A little bit panicked there off the last couple of plays, I think.
But Port Adelaide, again, have had their moments, and it'll be an interesting second half, this one. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So welcome back to the Arboretum. I'm going to call it that from now on. We have Jade and Jennifer. I don't know which way around it is. Jennifer and Jade from My Money House. Financial advice, whatever you need, go to mymoneyhouse.com and everything is there for you, and it'll tell you .com.au. Yes, just nod at me. Okay. They can see you. Any financial advice at all, they're there for you. A brand new sponsor this year. There is a raffle. $1,000 will go to the winner of this raffle. Unfortunately, we don't have one of the big novelty checks today, but it will get to you. So, Jade, would you like to pick out our winner? Look at that. How professional. Not even looking into the box. If you pick out your own name, and we're going to redraw it. Let's see how we go. $1,000 will go to. No. It's going to go to our producer David Muggleton. No. There he is, right there. I'm going to hold that up just so you make sure you know. We can't have done that any better. Jade, thank you very much. Hey, we'll go halves on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take a sit down. We'll be back with you for half number 2. So welcome back. That is the Adelaide University club rooms. 15 points to 7. We have a new producer in the booth. David has gone to the casino. He's going to put it all on black. Congratulations to Mr. Muggleton. Where are you taking me for dinner tonight? So, half time, 15 points to 7. It's been interesting. You'd certainly say that Port have been the dominant side. I probably should mention as well, out there in the background, looking very bright out there, is the Kia Stonic. That is this year's state representative rugby raffle prize. Many thanks to Morn Team Kia. And they're off and running. I'm waiting for them to do the stinger. Once they put a stinger in the raffle, I'll buy a couple of tickets. Mussered. That's probably the first time we've called his name for carrying the ball today. Big defence again, but they did manage to offload, so they stay around the gain line. Mooney again. Again high and on top of Metcalf. Into Halaifanua. He will again roll around in those first up tackles. Imagine that would be a big point of focus at half time. Scowcroft. Chaos theory in human form. Boy, Rowe again. Again, he'll beat the first one. Looks for the offload. Wasn't there. Has it nicked off him. But we're coming back for another penalty. Offside. So we'll see whether Port Adelaide can find touch. Maybe they're missing on purpose because Riley Warren has not been great today. But no, that one definitely made touch. So we'll have a good look at it here. Riley Warren will make his way over. I remember him actually now. He was around when I was out of Port, and he's certainly grown up.
Funny thing about the Warrens, they're all the loudest boys you'll ever meet until they hit about 13, 14. They go dead quiet. He's a
change at the front. Leo can't get there, and Scowcroft tidied it up, but not straight. And that's something that's just going to come in, isn't it? As you start to lose your line-out ball, you start trying to edge towards your own player. And you've got to give it to Adelaide University. I think they're throwing Macca up there at, not Macca, Brady up at 2. And it's a big wall to throw over, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I feel his pain.
Solid 6'4", I reckon, Jack Brady.
I think we might check in with the Facebook crowd. This is the first time I've done it this year. See how many people are crying cheat. Cooper trying to find a way through. Ball's going to come back. Adelaide University come out certainly looking a little bit different in the early stages of this second half. Runs into the formidable Lie. Can't quite turn it over though. Again Mooney. Warren very slow to get up. Let does what Bronlet does. But there you see that jackal. Going to tell him to let go and get out now. Big hit. Mussered tries to find a way around the outside.
Very difficult centre of gravity for Max.
Anytime that this Scowcroft gets away with it. Second man in. He lost that one though. No. Well, I'm not going to say much about that. I'll just leave that there. Let the pictures do the talking.
Hardest job in the world, isn't it?
It's very easy for us, we see it. Afternoon to Sean Riley, one of our consistent viewers. Ollie Scowcroft, hands like frying pans. I mean, that's not nice. Well, it was an anti-bullying policy on social media.
I think we've got people coming and talk to the club about it.
That's another one that's borderline, but Adelaide have turned it over off his toes. He's going to be allowed to play on.
Yeah, lucky there.
It's all a bit messy, that one. It's going to come back Port's way. No. Mooney will have to go digging. So the consistency and the continuity from Adelaide University is better. Better decision making from Reagan as well. And the kick will go straight into touch. Jamie Wilson over there. She's starting to make a name for herself as an assistant referee in the higher grades. She refereed her first game today, under 12s. So Jamie, I think we'll see her in the next couple of years start to step up.
Fantastic.
Be nice to see her get a gig if the University Sevens comes back to Adelaide. Again, outside shoulder. He's got away with it. Danielson, big upright tackle, and that might have finished off Whitney. Inside ball to Danielson. Danielson will stretch away, and the prodigal son returns.
That's it.
He'll touch it down under the posts.
Going high against these bigger bodies is never going to work well. Unfortunately, Whitney's down again.
It looked a little bit chest to chest. See whether we can see. I don't think there was anything, certainly nothing malicious in any of it. I'm just trying to see what hurts. I think his entire body.
I'd say sternum.
But they got away with that because he's reaching that far on off out his left shoulder. Yeah, I think that's just impact.
That's good hard rugby.
Yeah, there's nothing in that. Another player that forgot his socks.
Oh, yeah.
So Tuivasa will look to get the first one. That's a leg issue. And that's that same ankle that he twisted. So that one is good. So Tuivasa finally gets himself on the scoreboard. Danielson with the try.
Evan Clark, number 17, coming on.
I mean, Whitney's been okay. He did walk a tightrope disciplinary in the first half. And Adelaide University will restart. Looked like they were in driven again. This time it will find its way to Metcalf. He's not going to take a backward step. Good first up tackle from Brady. Metcalf works hard on the floor. Nice long place. Warren met from the blind side.
Lamble.
Was it Lamble, was it?
Just held on to it a little bit too long there.
It's one of those where you just don't feel that person coming.
Bit of a change of position here. So Evan Clark at the number 9. We got Mooney slipping out to number 10.
So where's Reagan gone? He's gone into the centres, into 12. Oh, juggled it but got there. Williams back on the inside, gets away from the first one. Williams just kind of holds on for dear life. Williams versus Williams. DJ did the better of the two. The old Barnes Wallace out to Musselrad. Just a little bit isolated again. Isolation leads to penalties. And the penalty count probably is something that you're going to look at. If your coach has a look at this, I stopped counting at 6. Just while we wait for this as well, we'll just have a look around the grounds. This is from the app, so may not be completely up to date, but it's about as close as it can be. 17 points to 6. Burnside are leading over Souths. 22 points to 7 here at the Arboretum, so whoever's running your app is doing okay. 24 points apiece, apparently, at Old Collegians. And Woodville and Brighton will kick off at 5 o'clock, making the most of their lights up there at Woodville. And there is a change. That's Scowcroft is going to come off. Dropped one too many balls. And Sam Chapman will come on. He is a story, is Sam Chapman. Some of it is okay for broadcast. But he had a complete knee reconstruction towards the end of last season. And he's back, which is impressive.
That's a very quick turnaround.
From this very ground, no less.
Well, there's winter quagmires, I imagine. Bit of a twist there.
Gone in for not straight. So, what's your advice to Riley Warren at this point? I mean, line-out throw not going well. How does he fix it?
Practice. Unfortunately, I'm seeing too much myself as a 19-year-old hooker in him as well.
Right.
And that was a shortfall that, honestly, it can only be helped through practice. You know, he's got to get out there 5:30, not 6, and hit those goalposts again and again.
I think it's a little bit of the golf short memory as well today, isn't it? You just can't dwell on the fact that they're not hitting the target.
No.
Reset every single time.
Yeah. It's good to see the boys getting around him as well when he does miss up.
Adelaide University off and running again.
Goes himself.
A little pick and drive. And I think he's turned that one over. So that's Chapman's first introduction to the game. Danielson out to Lie. Reynolds to Coe. Coe will send it over the top to Metcalf. Metcalf again, 2 to beat. Runs away from Williams, then puts the ball on the boot. Puts it inside. Where's it going to bounce? It will bounce to Agnes. That one is high. Lazy one.
Smart movement of the body there as well by Adelaide Uni.
You're suggesting that he Joel Selwood that?
No. Oh.
It is high. There's no two ways about it. Don't hit the car. Thank you to that man for saving the Kia Stonic over there. Although that might add to its value for the for the raffle if it's got some dents in it, and especially if it was Matt Mooney dents. I mean, double the price of it.
He'd like to think so, I think.
I mean, it's like we planned that, isn't it? Good job, Jamie. I mean, could she have framed that any better? So Adelaide University lineup. I think both of these sides will, want to forget the lineup performances from today.
Got Fitzpatrick jumping at first as well.
Better, but not brilliant. Clark to Mooney. He'll send that over the top to Metcalf. Sends it inside. Halai Fanua. Again, he's beaten the first tackle and then puts the ball on the boot. That's a good take from Agnes. He's gone into touch. Bronlett protecting his winger. Line-out's gone quickly. No, they're not allowing it. I mean, that's your next option, isn't it? Drop it down. Drop it down to, 2 lifters. Let Dallas come in where he wants. Just simplify it.
Yeah. The cool change has come in. The wind's not going to help anything here.
It is open here. It's always. I don't think I've ever been here on a nice day. I don't think I've ever broadcast from Adelaide University on a nice day.
Look, it's its own biosphere, and we'd like keeping it that way. Just sort of doesn't turn into a swamp in the middle months.
I'm just pleased that it's not raining. It's normally raining.
It
We
is.
can look straight down the barrel of this one. Better. Good from Riley Warren. That one's going to bounce its way to Reynolds as the top tackler for 2014. All over him. So JP Nell has entered the fray. Nice little inside ball. suffering from the flu apparently at the moment. Nice quick hands from Chapman to Reynolds. Sure Reynolds wouldn't agree. The flanker giving it to the fly half to take the defenders.
We've got Macca
Bit of a head clash there.
Yep.
Coe straightens, beats the first one, beats the second one. 3, 4, 5. He's his own wiggle song, then gets it to Warren. Now. Oh, Matt Mooney.
He's hungry.
Well, it's a yellow card in sevens. Is it a red card in sevens? The deliberate knock on.
The amount of gas used for sevens rugby, I couldn't blame him, but...
So it's not that one there. Is it this one off the back?
No, I think it flicked just out of the ruck there.
So he's... Oh, no. Yeah, here he comes and sits down, so he's giving him a yellow. I mean, he doesn't want too many of them because the Don Smith goes out the window for him.
We've got Duncan McKnight, 18, coming on for flanker.
So Port Adelaide scrum. See whether Adelaide can disrupt again. And they can. They're putting a lot of pressure on. Reynolds. He'll attack the line, then just chip it through. Give them back with interest. Nell will beat the first one and the second. JP Nell, have a day out, son. Then inside. How's the bounce? The bounce is going to favour Adelaide University, just about. And the big fella, we saw, he scored an amazing breakaway try last time we were here.
Very good leg speed, someone his height.
Does very well. Starts the exit play at least. He'll sit back in the pocket. Send it away. It's not going to find touch, and it will find Metcalf. Still on a hat trick. Sean Metcalf beats the first one, beats the second one. Gioni just about got there. Now Port Adelaide can take the time. Metcalf did very well, got in front of all of his support players. Big Bronlet met him in the middle, and Leo just manages to shake away.
Oh, God.
Sits another one down. Nell, Reynolds, Coe. Manages again to shake tackles, and Ed next to me is in disbelief.
Just got to go low for the big boys, you know. If you don't have the weight, don't try and chest bump them.
Warren of the Dallas variety lost that one forward in the tackle. So it'll be an Adelaide University scrum. We're approaching hour, and change is already rung from Port Adelaide. Don't think there's anybody else fresh on the bench, is there? Everyone else will have played reserve grade.
Yeah.
Someone said Sam Chapman is back way too soon. I have to be honest, and it kind of does feel that way a little bit.
Oh, he'll never tell you though.
I mean, I know he won't. He'd run into a brick wall for you if you asked him nicely, but I just feel that, you know, is it worth it? He knows his body. He knows what he's doing. Another line-out. They have shortened the line-out somewhat. They've gone to 5. I think they've been at 5 most of the day, haven't they, actually?
It's
Better. Banker ball. Reynolds. Flat ball to Rowe. Out the back to Coe.
Better height.
Tuivasa just sends it out. Nell stepped into halfback. Lamble.
Well recovered.
Kind of little short ball to himself. Riley Warren ball in hand. Haven't seen much of that either. Just done the hard yards today, Riley. Danielson again will straighten. Chapman will take it off him. Run into Mussered. Now to Ivasa. Metcalf gets the offload away. We'll find McLaughlin. Definitely haven't called his name much. The big boys are starting to get their hands on it. Reynolds into 9 to Nell. Over the top to Coe. Another looping pass out to this near side. I've been avoiding saying his name. I'll come to it in a minute. Coe. Bouncing ball to Danielson. Tries to find a way through. Well, they're driving ball. The backs want to get in. It's rolled around the outside. I think that's Rowe. Didn't quite get there. Coe, will he get there? Yes, he will. Coe will get a try.
Almost looked like they forgot Moles are a part of the game for a second.
What are we doing? But this winger out on this near side, I don't want to get his name wrong. It's not been written down anywhere. He's affectionately known as Tia, and I'm pretty sure it's Anatolia Falatalu. And that's what I'm going to go with. And if I'm wrong, Tia, you can shout at me, which you normally do. But stopping Rowe and then Coe from that far out is a big ask, Ed.
It is, and I think, this really kind of is where that weight difference is going to happen, and making sure you've got the extra bodies there to stop some of these very large backs as well. Jack Brady doing all he could there.
I mean, going high, going low at that point. Either way, you're gonna struggle to keep him out.
He's going to dive over you or run through you.
But it's the broken field missed tackles that are happening.
Yeah.
That is leading to you being deep within your own 22, which is then leading you to the problems that you've got.
It's those missed first tackles where if they just got a little bit lower and stopped the pace down, then we couldn't have these quick offloads to some of the really big boys for Port.
There's a lot of positives there, I think, for Adelaide University, but on the flip side of that, if you can keep this Port side healthy, Dean, and keep them working together.
Where's wood? Touch wood.
There's still that.
Adelaide Uni got
push that one.
Stamina and the pace. It's just whether or not they make those tackles when they need them.
Because I got a message last week from somebody who said that Woodville looked like they were an impressive side this year. Port look as if they can get themselves and keep healthy and work a little bit more on that structure and just take away some of the unforced errors. Could we have a 7-way conversation about finals? I mean, we've had the 5-way conversation for the last couple of years with Souths trying to get in there. Could we have a 7-way conversation this year?
Definitely not out of realm of possibility.
No, not at all.
No, Woodville were very unlucky with injuries last year. I know they were very unlucky.
That's a suggestion of that going forward, and it will go forward. Now's the time, you would think, for Port to just settle back into looking after themselves and conserving themselves. So they start to look ahead next week. Adelaide University have a trip down the Southern Expressway down to Onkaparinga. Brighton host Old Collegians and then replay the grand final. Is that the Anzac weekend game? I think it is, isn't it?
Next weekend, yeah.
Yeah, but all the teams are playing. I think that's the first time in a while that's happened. Reynolds out to Coe. Blackpool to Tui Vasa, and he's away from one again. He's just going to look for the outside. Has Metcalf outside him? Oh, no!
He stepped out, I think.
No, it's a forward pass, and it was a horribly forward pass. And if he'd just done, and these are the things that I'm talking about, Dean, if he'd just drawn and give, that's a hat trick for Metcalf.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he just kept hold of it, went inside, and then do the simple thing.
Some really exciting stuff coming out today. It's just a little bit of fine-tuning.
And it looks like Port have a bye next week. Elizabeth and Burnside, Souths and Woodville. The other games. I think the Barossa dropping out of Premier Grade has given a bye. So Adelaide Uni with a scrum right the way over on that far side. Around 15 minutes to go, and it looks like Adelaide University are going to ring the changes. Oh, isolated against the big boys. Wow. Looked a little bit like Panic Falatalu. Trying to find a way, trying to get away. Can't get there, gets it inside to Reynolds. Over he goes.
So Onion's doing a lot of work out there on the wing trying to cover for Adelaide Uni.
Interesting celebration from Reynolds. Not sure.
He finished that beer a little bit too quick. I think there's some still at the bottom of the can. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the old school cans that you had to stab the top of if you watch him. Good from Falatalu. Just couldn't quite get away. And rather than dying in position, that's a lovely little offload inside to Reynolds. And then the little show, the step. And again, you're just not going to stop people from that far out. So I'm not entirely sure. So he tries the ring pull. That didn't work. So then he just chops the top of it. There he goes.
It's not over. Yeah. It's very similar to when I was over in New Caledonia. That's how they open up the coconuts. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he broke the ring pull, I think. Some more changes for Port Adelaide. Fourth official is just trying to keep on top of them.
This is where Adelaide, can be dangerous in late games with a bit of a speed and that stamina from some of the younger boys. If they can get some space, they have turned it around very late in games before. Turn around this much? Well.
Pushed again, so conversions, right? It's talking about getting there at 5:30, Dean. I think your kickers need to.
Better on a day where it's not going to affect the final score too much.
Well, true. So there have been some changes. Dallas Warren has come off, so McLaughlin, Riley Warren has survived. McLaughlin will take that one. Reynolds will go into 9. Lee. Nice support from Danielson. Reynolds stays there. Nell fires it all the way over the top to Tuivasa. Again. Falatalu. Tuivasa will look again. Lamble. Basketball pass out the back, and it will find its way out to Leahy, to McLaughlin. I think that's Letters managed to slow it down enough and fall on top of it and get away with it. Well done, Big Bronlet. You could hear Carl Jones away to our left shouting, "Go quick." And there was no way Bronlet was allowing that to happen. Metcalf over the top. Now they're away again. Halle follow. Inside to Tuivasa. He should be able to stride away. Over he will go. I don't know what he did with that can.
I don't know. He wound it up, I think.
How does that work? I have no idea what he did with that. We didn't get the Viper. I wanted to see the Cobra.
He is dangerous, isn't he?
Well, I said early on that the back three of Port Adelaide are going to cause some problems. And Halai Fanua, the new player, is certainly looking like a very, very silky fullback. I mean, I don't know what the aversion to passing with two hands is, but
it looks better. I think it looks better.
A signature finish from Tuivasa. He's going to hurt himself one day. I thought he was fishing initially. Or is it Carver? I don't.
No.
It's not. I don't know. But here is that back three. Metcalf came in from the far side, sent it over to Halai Fanua, and then he's got the support inside. Tuivasa doesn't need to be asked twice to finish from there, does he? Pushed again. I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He has got the flu. I don't think many people can kick a ball with the flu. We'll have to ask him afterwards. I'm really intrigued as to what it is.
I thought it was twirling spaghetti, but then he's drinking it. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
It's maybe Alexa. Oh, great take
Brady.
from Brady. And the ball on the boot. And then just hacked away. Where's that going to go?
And that's how dangerous Jack Brady is. His pace is crazy for someone over 6'4". It's
It
really
is. I mean,
scary.
he is very, very... Where
By a little high-grade schoolboy rugby up in Brisbane. And came down
was
to
he
study.
behind? He was behind. Great take from the big fella. He should have backed himself. It's an interesting clearance, though, from Halai Fanua. 10 minutes to go on the Wojtek scoreboard. And Adelaide have a scrum in a very, very handy position. You would suggest at this point, though, anything is now starting to look like consolation points.
It is interesting they've got Rona Knight in there playing hooker. So taking over from Nicholas Henry.
See whether they've got anything in their playbook. Williams is flat, Regan a little bit deeper. Put pressure on that one. So it could be the case that they choose when they want to go. 5 meters out. Brady trying to find a way through. Manages to roll his way through. Has he reached out and got there? He asked for it. I think he might go and speak to Jamie. But that, for mine, is good. You can reach in any direction. I think the double movement calls have stopped now. But it's
There we are.
try.
Headgear off. Is pretty confident with that one.
Yeah, there we go. Well done, Mr. Brady. Probably deserves one. He's played well today.
He has. He's been a mercurial player for us the past couple of seasons.
Just managed to wriggle his way through.
Was it a penalty try or a try?
Yeah, the arm was very confusing from the referee. But have a look here. He just manages to roll away from a couple of tackles. Then gets his legs going forward.
Oh.
Now he can move the ball in any direction. And he goes over the line. Stabby kick from Agnes and the flags stay down. So Scowcroft is coming back on. And Rowe, I think, is coming off if he hasn't already. Yeah, he's just wandered out the back. Mr. Rowe. We see that again. Not a great celebration from Brady. He kind of had his moment stepped on somewhat. Certainly nothing pre-choreographed. Oh, Lee almost repaid the favour. Clark into midfield. Musseret. Oh, talking about coming back late, Danielson. I mean, it's a fairly decent mountain to climb, but can they do it? Mooney will come to this near side.
So Adelaide Uni are dangerous. They've got that speed and that stamina late in the game.
Brady takes on his opposite number. Lamble.
Folded there.
Yeah, crushing tackle. Another penalty. Discipline starting to fall a little bit for Port Adelaide as they get tired these final 10 minutes. I'm just wondering what they're going to do front row wise. If there is another front rower on there. Anzio Lewis has come on. But it'll be an Adelaide University line out. Probably a little bit too late, too little, too late. But they have shown that they can,
It's that speed. They, really punched through some holes earlier on. Very difficult to stop this team. But once again, I think it's that defence that's really let us down today.
Leo
Oh,
had the blood in his nostrils. Off he went. Danielson, little outside the back. Then it'll get to Metcalf. Is he going to let it go? No, he's not. I thought he managed to get down on his foot. Right smile from Sean Metcalf. That really should have been his third.
The second row's having a good run of it in this late part of the game.
He has been mightily impressive, Damien Lee. Does he get it onto his foot? Oh. Just depends on how generous you want to be, really. Is there any benefit of the doubt we can give him? Was it thrown at it? No, he should have caught that. Yeah.
Either that or sell the kick a little bit better.
I mean, he was probably thinking about how he was going to drink his beer at that point. Another Adelaide University scrum. And that one's turned over. Scowcroft returned to the fray. Chapman to Danielson. And again, they find themselves very, very close. It's an incredible stop from Cooper. It's still there, though. Warren now fires it out to Lamble. Lamble, it's intercepted. Agnes, he has the speedy Brady on his outside.
You're joking.
And he gets the pass all wrong, and Tui Vasa brings it back. Port Adelaide now have to work. Told you before the broadcast, we always have fun when we come to the Arboretum. Now, is that who picked and went then? Scowcroft. Chapman is on his own on this outside. Support will get there. Now, Scowcroft misses everybody. Metcalf. Now he will look, just puts the ball on the boot. Good take by Regan. I don't think he... does he know about the mark? I know that you get a lot of first-time players. Did he call the mark? Well, they got in the side anyway. If he'd given this one to Brady, that was all over. No one's catching Brady from 50 out. On the line is out.
On the 13, Tuivasa-'s gone down quite heavily.
Yeah, well, I think he bumped Agnes. And I don't think he got it quite right. If we've got more of that replay and we can let it run, you'll see it. But I think he's hurt himself.
He made it look good.
Here we go.
So here's the intercept again. Oh, just give it to the speedster early. Winger should have given it to the second round.
Well, in terms of speed.
So as he comes back around here, I think he gets to meet Agnes. No. Banker ball to two. They'll go quickly. Clark to Mooney. Inside ball to Cooper. Geez, he came from the boundary fence. Near side now. Chapman had hands on, did enough to slow it down. Questionable as to whether it's legal or not. Mooney again will put the ball to boot. Counter-attack comes again. Mooney flirting.
Is ever a Brody.
Reynolds kicks it over the top. Onions.
Some good leg onions if he goes there.
Tuivasa slowed him down and Reynolds finished him off. Pick and go from Big Bronlet. Mooney. Out into midfield. Gioni dances his way through a couple. Mooney again. Short ball to Regan. Met by Lie. Penalty. Offside, one would assume. Mooney wants to go. Mooney does go. Flat ball to Agnes. Steps inside, but a forward ball from Mooney. Well, and that will do us. Very little injury time to speak of, and Port Adelaide will come down, spoil the party, and win this one 37 points to 12. Some good points there, Dean, from Port Adelaide, and see how they go in this season.
Yeah, I think it'll be more or less the same on Thursday night. You know, the retention of the ball, keeping it safe, not throwing these 50-50s, and probably the discipline again. Probably
Goal kicking and line-out.
And goal kicking, yeah.
Goal kicking and line-out. It's Adelaide University.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I think a lot of tackles that just simply weren't low enough against boys with this type of body weight. And penalties, obviously, in the first half are really pretty slack. So I think, some good points to take away, and I think we saw some at the end there. If we get the speed and get someone to break through those gaps, it could be a very dangerous outfit later on in the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful and picturesque Arboretum, just on the outskirts of the city, as usual, I have been Dave Webb. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm about to be taken out for dinner at 2KW by David Muggleton. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. More rugby to come.